Today, I'm going to show you something that is honestly going to blow your mind. Have you ever had an amazing app idea but had no idea how to build it? Maybe you felt like you needed to learn coding first, or hire a developer, or spend months figuring everything out. Well, not anymore. Today, I'm going to walk you through a tool called Rocket.new, and by the end of this video, you are going to see how you can go from a simple idea in your head to a fully working, beautiful app in just a few minutes without writing a single line of code. So let's get straight into it. First, let me quickly tell you what Rocket.new actually is. Rocket is an AI powered app builder. That means you just type out what you want your app to do in plain, simple language, the same way you would describe it to a friend, and Rocket takes that description and builds the entire app for you. It writes all the code, sets up the design, connects the backend, and even gives you a button to launch it live on the internet. It supports building both web apps and mobile apps, which is a big deal, and the best part, you don't need any technical knowledge at all. Now, the very first thing you do when you open Rocket.new is write your prompt. A prompt is just a description of the app you want to build. Think of it like sending a message telling Rocket exactly what features you need. For this tutorial, I typed in a prompt asking Rocket to build a task manager app. Here is what I asked for. The app should let users add tasks with a title and a category, either work, personal, or shopping. It should let users mark tasks as complete using a checkbox. There should be a filter buttons so you can view tasks by category. You should be able to delete completed tasks. The design should be clean and modern with different colors for each category. And finally, tasks should be saved in the browser's local storage. So if you refresh the page, your tasks are still there. That's it. That's all I typed. No technical words, no coding knowledge needed, just a clear description of what I want. Now, before you hit send, there is something useful to know. Right below the text box, you have the option to attach a file from your computer. So, if you have a reference image, a document, or even a design screenshot, you can just attach it and Rocket will use it as a guide while building your app. On top of that, and this is something I find really impressive, you can also connect your Figma design directly to Rocket. If you have already designed your app screens in Figma, Rocket can read that design and turn it into a real working app. It's incredibly accurate too. So if you're a designer who already has screens ready, this saves you so much time. For this tutorial, I'm keeping it simple and just sending my text prompt. So I hit send and now Rocket gets to work. The first thing Rocket does after reading your prompt is ask you a smart question. Do you want to build a web app or a mobile app? The reason it asks is that I didn't specify this in my prompt, and Rocket is smart enough to know it needs to clarify before it starts building. This is actually a really thoughtful feature because building for web versus mobile involves different setups, and Rocket wants to make sure it gets it right. I select web app and click confirm. Next, Rocket asks whether you want to use its default framework or choose a custom one. The framework is basically the technical foundation your app will be built on. If you are not a developer, the default option works perfectly fine. But if you do have a preference, for example, if you want your app built in React, which is one of the most popular technologies for web development, you can choose that here. I click on Customize Framework, select React, and click Confirm. Rocket then tells me I will build your task manager app using React and JavaScript. That's exactly what I wanted. Here is another smart feature that not many people talk about. Rocket shows you a list of screens it's going to build for your app and lets you choose which ones you actually want. This is important because every screen Rocket builds uses a certain amount of tokens, which is basically Rocket's currency for doing work. The more screens you generate, the more tokens you use. For my Task Manager app, Rocket only shows one screen since that's all I need and it's already selected by default. For more complex apps, you might see 5, 10, or even more screens listed here, and you can pick exactly which ones you want included. Once you are happy with your selection, you click Build My App and Rocket starts building. Now this part is honestly really satisfying to watch. Rocket starts writing all the code in real time. You can actually see it happening on the left side of the screen. Meanwhile, on the right side, there is a live preview area that will show you exactly what your app looks like as it's being built. Rocket gives you a heads up that will take around 5 to 7 minutes to complete everything. For a fully functional app with design, logic, data storage, and everything working, that is genuinely impressive. And just like that, the app is done. Rocket has named it Task Flow, which is a nice touch. Let me walk you through everything it built. At the top, there is a clean, modern header. Below that, there is a form where you can type in a task name and select a category work, personal, or shopping, and then click Add Task. Right away, the task appears in the list below. The app also shows you a summary at the top, how many total tasks you have, how many are completed, and how many are still pending. Each task has a checkbox next to it. When you click it off, the task gets marked as complete, and it even shows you how long ago you completed it, like just now or 2 minutes ago. You can delete any task with a single click, and those filter buttons at the top let you switch between viewing all tasks, just work tasks, just personal tasks, or just swapping tasks, all working perfectly. The design looks genuinely professional. The colors are different for each category, making it very easy to read. And because I asked for local storage, if you close the browser and come back, all your tasks will still be there. The most amazing thing here is that I didn't have to give Rocket 4 or 5 follow-up messages to fix things or add features. It got everything right in one go. That's what makes Rocket stand out. Now, let's say you want to change something after the app is built. You have a few great options for doing that. The first way is just to type a request in the chat box at the bottom, the same way you would send a message. You describe the change you want, and Rocket updates the app for you. The second way is to use what Rocket calls slash comments. If you type a forward slash in the chat box, a menu pops up with a bunch of pre-made options organized into categories. Under brand and identity, you have options like updating the app logo, changing the app name, or switching the color theme. Under layout and structured, you can restructure the screen, update content, add or remove elements, or change how things look. Under quick fixes, you have options to fix navigation issues, organize the code, or fix layout problems. There are also options for animations and effects. AI features like generating an image or getting suggestions on what to build next, and integrations to connect your app with tools like Supabase, Strike, Google Analytics, or even AI providers like OpenAI, Anthropic, or Gemini. There is even an option under language features to add support for multiple languages or right to left text, which is great if you have a global audience. These last comments are a massive time saver because instead of describing everything from scratch, you just pick what you need from the list. Another handy trick is the symbol. If you type in the chat box, Rocket shows you all the files and folders in your project. You can select a specific file and then tell Rocket exactly what change to make inside that file. This is really useful for more precise edits when you know which part of the app you want to update. There is also a screenshot button right in the interface. You can take a screenshot of your app instantly without having to use any external tools. Super convenient if you want to share a preview with someone or save a reference for yourself. Now, this is probably one of the coolest features for people who don't want to type prompts every single time. There is an edit design button that activates a visual editor. When you click it, every element on your screen becomes selectable. Buttons, text, headings, everything. For example, I wanted to change the app name from Task Flow to Habit Flow. I clicked on the title text and a text editor popped up right there on screen. I changed Task Flow to Habit Flow and it updated instantly. No typing in the chat, no writing prompts, just click and edit like you're working in a design tool. You can select any element this way and make changes to it. Color, size, text, whatever you need. Just remember to hit save changes when you are done, otherwise your edit won't be saved. Once you're happy with your app, You can preview how it looks on different screen sizes, switch to the mobile view, and you will see exactly how your app will appear on mobile. Everything adjusts properly and it looks great. This means your app isn't just good on desktop, it works well on mobile too. If you're a developer or you are curious about what's going on under the hood, you can click on the Code tab at the top. This opens up all the files and folders that Rocket has generated for your project. You can browse through the code, and if you want, you can manually edit it yourself. So, even though Rocket does all the heavy lifting, it doesn't lock you out, you still have full access to the code. Next to the Code tab, there is an Integrations tab. This is where things get really powerful if you want to add more functionality to your app. From here, you can connect your app to Supabase for a real database and user authentication, Recent for sending emails, Stripe for taking payments, Google Analytics to track how people use your app, AdSense if you want to run ads, and AI providers like OpenAI, Anthropic, Perplexity, and Gemini if you want to add AI features inside your app. All of these are just a click away right inside Rocket. Once everything is ready and you are happy with your app, it's time to launch it. You click the launch button and you are given two options. The first option is to launch your app on the web, where Rocket uses Netlify to host it and gives you a live link that anyone in the world can visit. The second option is to connect your own custom domain if you have one. So instead of a generic link, your app can live at your own website address. I click launch on web, then click launch, and within seconds, Rocket gives me a Netlify link. I open it in a new tab, and the app is live, fully working, publicly accessible, looking exactly the way we built it. And that's the complete Rocket.new tutorial. In just a few minutes, we went from a simple idea written in plain English to a fully working, beautifully designed live web app without writing a single line of code. Rocket.new is genuinely one of the most impressive tools I have come across. It builds your app in one shot, gives you the tools to edit and refine it, lets you connect powerful integrations, and makes launching as easy as clicking a button. Whether you are building something for yourself, for client, or for a startup idea, this tool can get you there faster than anything else. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with someone who would find this useful. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I will be happy to help. I will see you in the next one.